I am Vinny Chopra. Namaste. I'm a commercial real estate investor, syndicator, and fund manager. We have over $1 billion in AUM, and I am also the host of 2 live shows and weekly podcasts. I have written 3 books also on multifamily syndication investing, positivity, and senior living.
And I am Farouk Shakil. Assalamu alaikum. I'm a small business owner and a real estate investor as well, and have started, grown, and exited multiple businesses over the past 10 years. Welcome to the Desi Money Show,
where we are about to celebrate the accomplishments of Desi personalities who came to USA with almost nothing, but have achieved great success.
Our mission is to share insightful experiences and welcome others to contribute their inspiring stories to help you on your path to success. Get ready to chat with incredible Desi entrepreneurs who have gone from zero to hero.
So grab your samosas and gulab jamun, settle in, and let's dive into the world of Desi hustle like never before. Friends, this is Vinny Chopra and Farouk Shakil from the Desi Money Show. Good to have you back. And we got a great episode for you with a great friend of mine, actually like a brother to me. And Anshu Bansal is an icon in the silicon industry. Right there, he lives only 15 minutes away from where I am in Danville, California. And we've been friends and partners in different real estates. And just to give you a little bit idea, Anshu came from India. He's going to tell all about it. But he took his one company invention from zero to hero and went to NASDAQ and sold it, rang the bell. And now he's started another one, actually, when he and I met 6 years back or so. Cloud Defense, that's the one right there, CloudDefense.AI, which is also becoming a hero company. And we're going to let him talk. Anshuji, thank you for taking time.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, Farouk, Vinny. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We would love to find out. Kind of tell us more about how you left India and, how was it over there and how did you come to USA and all
so
that?
Happy to share my journey. I hail from very, very small village or town from India and Hindi medium, not even English. Yeah. And then got prepared for all of the elite schools, elite engineering colleges in India, but couldn't get in. So the prospect of anything were very, very slim, right? All of the odds were against me. Whatever you can think in the world, those were with me. Yeah. And then somehow, when nothing worked, then after 2 years of preparation, nothing worked. Then I got into some very small college, which was its foundation year. The college was starting in the same year in a home, right? So I said, okay, we'll see what happens. And of course, because if you go to that kind of college or something, there are chances of, nothing. So after graduation, 2002, then I started looking for a job. Of course, there was nothing available. And I even tried in call centers in India.
No way.
So I got training of call center. I said, wow, they will. So because at the time, call center boom was happening in India. And they say, hey, the good car will pick you up. They will get you 5-star food. And, the salary is also good. I think 7,000-8,000 rupees back then. It's very good. And then, of course, because of our background and stuff, we even couldn't got selected into that. But I remember the day me and my friend were sitting at the Converge's call center in Gurgaon. That used to be a very big company, I think the first company in India. And we were sitting on the lawn and we were saying, wow, these in the night, it was night shifts. We were sitting in the lawn because we couldn't never get selected, right? Say, wow, these boys and girls are kind of, very lucky and they are getting, they have a good job, we're getting this, all of this stuff. So we couldn't get anything. But at the same time, when you don't get anything, what do? You try to immigrate, right?
Yeah.
So, of course, some of my friends who were well off with the money, they decide to come to US. But again, as odds were all against me, So I
Mm.
even didn't have that money. But creativity is the one thing, and if you say invention is the mother, or necessity is the mother of
Mother
invention,
of
right?
invention.
So
Yeah.
at the time, I figured out Germany was opening up for international student. They wanted to attract people, and they were starting some new course in English. So and there was no fees right, in
Oh,
that.
wow.
Oh,
So
perfect.
yeah, in Europe, later I figured out generally there is no fees, right? Europe is very different than US, India, everywhere, right?
Mm.
So somehow my numbers were okay, good. So I got selected in Germany, and that's where in 2003 I left India, and
Wow.
hopefully for the good. And first time in Germany, no German, English, little half broken, and not even money, right? But one good part was Germany is very close to my heart, because it's not a capitalist country, right? People
Mhm.
help. For a student, there was so much respect. A lot of things were free, or whatever the expense that they have. Even that was a lot to me, but I kind of managed by working part time there. But one thing is, our German education, German engineering is very very popular. The kind of access I had on being a student in the university was amazing, right? In
Wow.
Germany, every university has a Nobel literate, means people, professors have won Nobel Prize,
Wow.
almost in
We
all.
learn it. We
Ah,
learn it. Yeah.
Yeah,
wow.
very very advanced. Everything is free, like you can in fact go and learn nuclear scientist, you can become computer scientist, chemical engineering, mechanical, anything is accessible. At the
Wow.
time I saw the potential. So that's been my journey,
Uh-huh.
from starting from no background to at least first time in Germany I saw, wow, 20 years ago almost everything was automated because there are no people, right? In US we have people everywhere, right? In
Yeah.
Germany,
Wow.
yeah, no
So
people.
is there where you learn software technology data और जो skills है आपके वो आपने जर्मनी में सीखे हैं ज्यादातर?
Yeah, so Germany gave me a lot of theoretical knowledge, lot of theoretical knowledge, like book knowledge, research knowledge. But even after Germany, uh, again, there were not many jobs in Germany because you need to know native German, right? You need to know German plus the visa and stuff were very hard. So at
Uh-huh.
that time, after graduating, again the thing was, what do you do?
Yeah.
Like you cannot go forward, you are stuck, right?
Mhm.
So at the time, UK on being English speaking country, they were offering some sort of visa to students, right? I
Uh-huh.
got that visa and went to UK
Okay.
by bus
Oh, by bus from
Oh,
Germany.
because that
wow.
was the least expensive.
Amazing.
Yeah, and they
You have to
put.
save money.
Yeah, because I didn't have any money, right? Any money. So bus, it goes, and when it goes to the that sea, what's the
Channel. The
canal,
channel.
right?
And
English channel. They
yeah.
put the bus inside the train, and then yeah,
Ah,
it goes in.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I was going
So
to say.
that's how. And I stayed with
Wow.
my friend for a few days in London, and figured out my accommodation. But again, then I started looking for part-time jobs and stuff.
Hmm.
Right? And then
Wow.
luckily, I didn't need to do any odd job. I got some job in a travel agency, which was going online, right? Online at that time. So I started programming a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
So
then
web designing and something
yeah,
else.
yeah, some website, travel booking website.
Travel
That's what
booking.
they were trying. So I learned, I was the first hire. I learned a little bit. I started to learn, work very hard, very hard.
On. Wow.
And how did you come to USA then? You
Yeah.
stayed in London quite a bit. I mean,
Yeah,
UK.
around 1 year, a little less than 1 year.
Uh-huh.
So while graduating from Germany, some of the guys who had some connects and stuff, they started to go to US, right?
Ah.
Because for visa, H-1B, that's a work visa,
Mhm.
H-1B visa, and they started applying, right? But they didn't tell us. So we started to figure out what to do, right? And we reach out to some of the consulting companies and stuff. And I think the US market always green, right? And someone sponsored the visa. Of course, we had to pay the advance and stuff, whatever. the security deposit, and we, I applied the visa and wait for that, right? But
Ah,
that's a long
Yeah.
process. So meanwhile, I figured out rather, just to start working somewhere and UK. That's how I lived in UK. But that was kind of really amazing time because then I took Euro trip. Of course, when I got the first job, it was very small job.
mhm.
Used to
Yeah.
pay £1,000 per month, which was a lot to me. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, yes.
So where did
Wow.
you land first time you came to California, or what? Where
Yeah.
did you come?
So after UK, my visa was approved, whatever the 1 year process it took. Then I had to go back to Germany, got the visa.
Oh, I
First
see.
time, yeah. And then because I applied from Germany, right?
You went by bus again? No.
No, no.
No,
So
he had money by then. He had a
that
job.
time,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
there
right.
used
I
to be,
assume.
yeah. Then I was earning some money in UK, right? So there used to be flights, Ryanair and all of
Ah,
those.
Ryan.
Yeah,
Still.
yeah. So then I went there and I did the whole Euro trip. And then through consulting company, because US is totally different than what we used to of it, right? So they got us into the guest house in Washington, Seattle, Washington, right?
Oh, yeah.
And they trained us for 2 3 months for learning the programming skill. That was the
Hmm.
first hand experience.
Ah,
Before that, it was just not good experience.
On books,
But
yeah.
yeah. So then in the guest house, of course, I made friend. It was just in front of Microsoft. I said, "Wow, this is how the companies look. This is how the
Yeah.
history get created, right?" Because
mhm.
by
Yeah.
that time, I saw so many countries, right? I saw poor countries like India and all of the others. I saw the rich, the developed world like Germany
Mm.
and UK. UK is more capitalist, commercial, right?
Yeah.
Germany is more research. Everything is free. And by that
Yeah.
time, I saw the whole Europe. And then when I landed in the US, right, that's how, wow, I said, this is where, that's how the companies look. And
Ah,
one interesting story, always into entrepreneurship. As soon as I landed in US, I don't know what happened. Me and my friend who used to work on the travel website, he
mm,
was Ukrainian friend, and we
mm.
created a company that hey, we will start our own company as soon before even I landed.
Wow.
Yes, yeah.
Nice, nice.
So,
Wow, what kind
तो
of company
क्या
was
what
that?
company? Yeah.
yeah.
Because, yeah.
So, so it was on being a tech because a lot of tech work is in US. We
Mm,
created that we will do projects for the people, right? Let's say you need a website or something, right?
mm, mm.
Then we started to get some projects, but later we figured out this is not for us because this is a lot of work, lot of requirements change, lot of demand. The money is not there, right? But
Yeah,
that was the first instance of the entrepreneurship. Yeah.
nice.
So I want to know कि आप यहाँ तक तो journey is very interesting. I love it.
Love
How
it.
you coming from humble beginnings. So फिर what was the big change? आप how did you like actually went from this kind of mindset कि you were like immigrant mindset, small taking small steps. So what was that big step? आपने
Yeah.
कैसे जो success? How did you get to that
Yeah.
point or
Yeah.
idea?
Yeah. So success has many fathers, many steps, right? Countless steps, right? The example that I give is, let's say, you did the schooling, you did engineering from whatever good school, and you got the first job, right? So generally people say that, hey, I got the job because I did the school, I did the engineering from this college, right? I say it otherwise. I say no, right? Engineering is the last final step, but what about last 12 years, right? That you went through the primary school, middle school, high school, right? That also counts, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
all of the thing, your first job, consists of all of these steps, right? Because that
yeah,
you don't realize, but they are your foundation block, right?
Mhm.
Similarly, so after this, every step I started to learn, right? After that, of course, I was working in Microsoft then or many different companies, right? I worked in very lot of different companies, some of very big ones like Amazon, Microsoft, VMware,
Mm,
H&R Block.
mm.
But
oh, so you
af-
had corporate experience, you got to
Oh,
yeah,
work.
yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
But over the years, I acquired all of this experience. But after the first company, then we folded. Then at the time, Indian consulting companies were very popular, right? that was the easiest thing, right? Always our brain works to find easy things,
The
right?
easy, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So you place consultant, you get a cut, and then it's a lot of money. So everyone was doing it. So I
Yeah,
also opened it. Yeah.
I
So how
see.
did that go? How did
Yeah.
that go? Was
Hmm.
did it become commercially successful? या वो भी
Yeah.
आपने
Yeah.
fold कर दी?
So then, of course, I was working and doing this, and I started to learn, right, how to place, and we place a lot of consultant, right? It's a very different business, and we placed, and company started to make money, right? But the question I was asking is it something which could become billion-dollar company, multi-billion dollar, or it could become a
Hmm.
successful company, right?
Wait
Because
a
Yeah,
minute, you were already thinking at that level
yeah,
about billion-dollar company.
yeah,
That's
because
good.
Microsoft was in front of me, Expedia was in front of me, all of the company, right? So I
Yeah.
said, can it become this kind of company? I said the answer was no, right?
Hmm.
And I know Tech Mahindra, TCS, and HCL, they become multi-billion dollar
Yeah.
companies, but the
Yeah.
time was different, right? So
yeah.
at the time, I realized that this is a lot of hard work, but there is not that much. This no one will.
Upside नहीं है.
Yeah, there is no upside. Yeah.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
but Vinny ji, you are right. He was always thinking the
Big,
destination, being
yeah,
big thinking.
yeah, big,
Even though coming from a humble background, just guts to think big and think कि भाई अगर Amazon can do big, why can't I do big? That is it's amazing.
The
You
least,
People
know,
don't
and
do that.
yeah,
HCL, you mentioned, Shiv
yeah.
Nadarji, and also
Arjun Malhotra ji, our very close.
right, and Arjun Malhotra ji. We just had dinner last week, actually.
Yeah,
Madhu and Johnny had invited. So, so true. I mean, all these small ideas become big ideas,
yeah,
but you got to have the dreamers.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Dreamers make that possible. And that's what Anshu did. So tell us now, how did you come to Bay Area, but then you
yeah.
started this hire car
Sure.
and took
Yeah.
it to NASDAQ?
Yeah. So there are still a lot of background stories
Mhm.
for that. So
Please.
after that, then he said, okay, then maybe we should develop some products, right? Some products, right? So at the time, Flipkart, Snapdeal were launching in India. So I was in Seattle and I created a company called JaduDeals.com, right? Because that catered to Indian customers, that connects Indian customers, and the e-commerce boom was starting. So I see sitting in Seattle working for Microsoft. I cut a deal with Amazon India because Amazon was about to launch, right? They were just very, very small launch happening. So
Hmm.
I will become a preferred reseller, right?
Yeah.
I still have the emails and stuff, and they allowed me, right? So I launched my website, started to get traffic, put some books like this. But because I was there and there was no partner, because co-founder is very, very important in a startup. There was
Yeah.
no like-minded partner in India who could have supported us, right? Of course, at
Yeah.
the time also we didn't have money, right?
Yeah.
And so I couldn't find anyone. I tried with brothers and stuff, but they couldn't figure it out, right? So that is one of the big miss I feel in my life. If I would have pushed it, or I would have known people like you, Vinny ji, or all of the connections
Thinking
I
about
had,
that. We'll
all
be
of
billionaires
yeah, that
now.
could have become $10 billion company because Flipkart got sold for 16, $17 billion. Snap
Wow.
got sold for, I think 400, $500 million. At that time, you launch it, bring traffic, money was showering in, right? So that's one of the,
Wow.
so couldn't move back and
Yeah.
couldn't get any help from anyone, right? So that was the stuff. Then after that, if you know that iPhone boom was coming in,
So
right?
that company was also not successful, or
That
what
couldn't
happened?
become successful because there
No
was
partner.
yeah,
No partner in India.
So you
yeah.
decided to just abandon the project then?
I still have the domain name and stuff because that's very close to my heart, right? Because that's a big miss, right? That could have become really,
Yeah.
really multi-billion dollar company. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
But
Wow.
see, he's not giving up, Vinici. He's constantly learning and then moving forward.
Look at that.
That's
That's
a
the key. That's the real
yeah,
key to entrepreneurs, solopreneurs or with a team to keep on plugging the way. You got to.
yeah,
You
yeah,
got to have
yeah.
resilience and to be
Resilience.
yeah,
thinking big, resilience and taking action so that you can move forward and
Constantly.
Yeah,
forward,
it's
Andy.
fall forward, right? You can just
Yeah.
fall
Full.
forward.
Fall forward,
Yeah,
not backward.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So when
Wonderful.
that was very sad moment that hey, we couldn't make this work. Then one of my co-founder, who is still co-founder, he was working on fill skills. His idea was that you will upload your resume. At that time, he was working on AI, and it's gonna figure out. And he scraped the whole jobs, right? Where the jobs available. Then the system will analyze your resume automatically. Will
Oh,
tell you that these are the trainings that you should take, and that from this point you can reach to that point. He
wow.
started to get some
Wow.
traffic, and at that time he met in the Y Combinator. He met the founders of Coinbase as well, right? Who were giving
Oh, wow.
bitcoins free to him, but he did not take it.
Oh,
He said, "I don't know what
big
they."
miss for him too. That's a
I
big
Yeah, a
miss
know.
for
lot of
him.
miss, lot of miss,
Lot
right?
of
Lots of miss. Yes.
So, but
$70,000 Bitcoin now.
yeah,
Yeah.
60, yeah, 60. So, but after that, so he also folded that because, of course, many different things. Then we started an
Is
application.
he Desi, by the way? Is he Desi
Yeah,
also or
all,
no?
yeah. Abhi Arora.
Abi,
Yeah,
Abi,
he's
who's
on my
your
book as well.
Yes, I know him well.
Yeah, he's the co-author of the book as well that
The
I
book
published.
also.
Vinayji, we gotta bring him on too, okay? His story,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
his
yeah,
so. I
story
think
too.
Abi would love to
yeah.
come, and that's totally
Yeah, and
beautiful.
then we started. He and I started another app called Talking Toon, right?
Talking
And
to.
that was, if you remember, Talking Tom, Cat used to
Yeah,
become
yeah,
very
yeah.
very popular.
Oh,
So instead of
Yes.
cat, we created baby, and then baby will brush it, comb hair, go to school, some these kind of stuff, and it started to become popular. It got almost 500,000 per month downloads, right? So
Wow.
we said, wow, we're gonna start introducing new babies action. It started to ramp up, right? And at that time when we were working on it, so our salary, we were making very small salary. Our salary, half of this was going into this kind of research, half of them for expense, right? So
Yeah.
people were taking vacation, going to all buying stuff, and we were still like, very kind of okay, there is nothing.
just like
Yeah.
Bill Gates. Remember, he was working under the desk and sleeping under the desk.
Yeah,
How
Yeah.
Microsoft was born, right? All
yeah,
these startups take that. Yeah.
yeah. And after, so we were working on ramping up the traffic for that application, Talking Tom, right? Because Talking Tom was very popular. We were going Talking Toon, right? That was becoming popular, and we thought maybe someday we will be able to sell it, right? We started to get advertisement traffic or revenue out of this. At that time, from Seattle, I got a job at Amazon, right? Amazon SF, San Francisco. So we had
Hmm.
home in Seattle, new home in Bellevue. We just kind of, in 1 year, look at the craziness. I mean, just bought the home 1 year, and we decide to move to Bay Area for the job and living in a one-bedroom apartment, right? So it was
Oh,
a
wow.
little bit crazy move.
You're married now or
Yeah,
single?
we were married with
Yeah.
the kid, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
so then it was a little bit, very orthogonal change. But Bay Area is Bay Area, right? I like the weather, like the food, everything, right? So then, of course, we sold the house later on, and then but moved to the apartment. That was a big thing. And
Hmm.
at Amazon, that's where I started to work, and of course, the dynamics or the people demographic of people in Bay Area, San Francisco is really good, right? Because if you are in a little bit of entrepreneur mindset, then this is the best, right? Best area to be in because everybody is like-minded, right? They are thinking ahead
Yeah.
because
Makes a
trillion
big
dollar
difference.
companies are getting created only here, nowhere
That
else, right? In the planet.
incubation
Yeah,
right there. Yep.
right
Yep.
there. So that is we were working on that, and that's where the hire car idea came in. Yeah,
Ah,
yeah,
And what did Hirecar do if you wanna kind of
sure,
explain people?
sure. Uh,
sure.
so the idea came in, we were working on the other app, and I was coming very late night from San Francisco to home, Dublin, and in the late night from Amazon office around 2 a.m. And my friend, Uber was little small back then, I think couple of $1 billion.
Ah,
And I didn't know anything about that, right? So then driver started to complain that, hey, this is night time and I'm driving, and this car does not belong to me. This is someone
Mm.
else's car.
Mm.
And the guy is sleeping and he has 14 cars. He's giving it on rent. So I started so I started asking, hey, why don't you buy your own car or stuff? He said it's very expensive, I don't have credit and
Mhm.
down payment and stuff. So that was the instance. And of course, he dropped me home. In the morning, I spoke to my co-founder, Abhi, that, hey, this is what has happened, right? So he said, why don't you become an Uber driver? Yeah. So so that's the foundation of the start of the company. So
Oh,
the
wow.
next day I went to Uber office in
Mm.
Walmart Street, some little bit not good area in San Francisco where they used to have driver center. So I went there. There were good instance which kind of triggered that, hey, this could become huge, right? So if you ever been to DMV, there were lines like
Yeah.
DMV over
Yep,
there.
yep,
People were
yep.
taking token. So I
Oh
started
wow.
to, yeah, I started to ask question to myself, hey, this is a private startup. Why people are lining up? They said,
Huh.
a
Yeah.
demand. It's a demand. Then I came out and I thought, this is you call a product company, right? This will
Yeah.
become huge. Right. Yeah, any questions so far? Otherwise, I'll
No, I think this is so exciting what you're saying then. So Uber was just getting started, Lyft came afterward.
It was popular, not
Huh.
very popular, but I think it was couple of billion dollar. It was in news. Yeah.
I see, I see.
तो I have a तो आप अपनी जो success का जो एक
Yeah.
you know, do you think that timing also, because you talked about the consulting gig, the timing was off and this and that. So do you feel que timing, especially when you try to go big, when you like the success that you had, uh, do you think timing plays a big role? Because same experience, if somebody have now, it's probably too late, right, to have to go in the same space. Is that correct, or I'm not correct? What do you think?
Time plays a good role into this. That's my opinion because right now AI is started, right? AI is
Mhm.
Yeah,
starting.
Big
You
time.
do after 10, 15. Right now it's kind of land and grab, right? Land and grab.
yeah,
So after that, it will be a little harder. It's not like companies won't get created. Companies will always get created, at least from San Francisco Bay Area, because that's Silicon Valley of the world, right? So
Yes.
companies,
yeah,
but you have to think a little bit, more creative, right? Like out of the sudden,
yeah.
you see Nvidia got created 20
Oh
years
my
ago.
gosh,
Yeah,
today Nvidia hit so high, 10
yeah,
to 1 splits. I'm just flying and smiling
yeah,
because
yeah,
I've been following it,
yeah,
Anshuji and
yeah,
Farooq. And today was a beautiful day, beautiful
yeah,
day. I sold so many stocks yesterday, bought Nvidia,
yeah,
and I knew it is going to go up.
yeah,
Went 12% up, I think, today.
yeah, yeah. Companies will
Viniji
always.
has been very, very happy today. Never seen him that happy.
I've been glued to it. 4:30 morning, I got up in the morning and I've been doing my calculations and everything. And then I was watching until 10:30. That's when it started going down. So I sold everything right there at
Wow.
the peak. And now it's got down. I don't know what the number is. But anyway, you got to have greediness shouldn't be there. That's
Yeah,
what I look
Yeah.
at.
yeah,
It was going up and down.
yeah,
But then I said, no, 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 Winnie, just get out. You
yeah,
don't want to go back in,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
No,
always
wonderful.
time, yeah, time plays a big factor as
It
well.
So,
does.
so what was the फिर आपको what was the time frame that you grew the
Yeah,
business, and how did you exit it? I would
sure,
love to know
sure.
that.
Yeah. In the interest of time, I will try to shorten it as
Angie.
well. But after the DMB instance, right, DMB kind of instance, it opened my brain, right? Then, of course, I took the token as well. My number came and I said, oh, make me an Uber driver. He said, yeah, that's fine. People they started registering. They said, what kind of car you have? I said, at that time, I used to have two-door BMW. Said, this is
Mhm.
the car. They said, it's not allowed. I said,
Oh,
okay, not allowed, then give me the car on rent, right? They said,
ah,
even that's not allowed. Then at
oh,
that time, I started, arguing with them that, hey, this is, I met someone who was in this situation. A lot
mhm,
of exchange happened, right? Then they send me to someone, some shady gray area market, and they said, talk to them, and maybe they will help. So I met those gentlemen, and they said, oh, there are two options. Either you sell your car and buy the qualified car, which I didn't want to do that.
Hmm.
And the other option is that, hey, we have a lot of car, we will give it to you on rent, but we keep 40% of your money, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm.
So then at the time, we thought maybe there is a business, right? And we started searching if someone else is doing it. So there used to be some other company, but the difference was in that they owned the car, right? It's like, a small car dealer, and you have car and then you give it on.
Yeah.
So what we did is we just bought a simple domain name, Hirecar, which worked out well for us. And then we bought a simple theme, $30 theme, and we put some images, blah blah blah. Here, rent a car on this and subscribe here, right? And we tagged a few people to gauge the interest, right? All of a sudden there was an interest, right? 250 people at least registered, and out
Hmm.
of that, couple
Oh
of
wow.
people were from Uber, couple of people from Sidecar, right? See, founder of Sidecar. That
Sidecar.
Sidecar used to be there as well, right?
Yes,
I know
yes.
the founder, Sunil Paul, very dear to us. Yeah. So, uh, so I said, okay, there is some demand to it, right? And because we copied a couple of images from Uber, all of this stuff. After certain days, we also got some legal letter, cease and desist,
Yeah.
do this. That time, I said, okay, the company doesn't exist. There is nothing on the fly, but still someone is getting, paid.
Notice.
There's something there.
Yeah, they're trying to threaten or something.
Yeah. So I called them. I said, "Why don't you Uber guys? Why don't you do deal with me? I'm gonna help you this thing." At that time, they figured out they are, they don't have any, like we don't have anything, right? Because
Yeah.
even the email address used to be just one, admin@hirecar.com.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then we got
Wow.
serious and all of this, and and of course, the more the big secret sauce or the big hindrance was the insurance. As you know, insurance in US is a big puzzle, right? Big
Yeah.
puzzle. At that time, nothing like this existed in the world, this kind of insurance. So I called the whole world, right? Lloyds of London to Geico, every company
Oh
on the
wow.
planet, custom insurance, specialty insurance.
Hmm.
Nothing like this existed in the world, right?
Hmm.
Even we engineer, we don't have any background. We were just software. We didn't have any rental car or any kind of this experience. Even to explain it to someone, let's say you work in insurance, what do we want? Even that was not coming out very well, right? What do we
Yeah.
want? So that time we figured out how do we explain this, that hey, the driver goes from here to here and we need insurance from this period. It's called
Ah.
gap insurance.
Hmm.
So
Mm.
it took me 1 year of continuous hard work, and we didn't have any money as well, right? Continuous of 1 year of hard work to build that insurance, right? And once the insurance was built, because that was a very complex insurance, right? And with
Mm.
having no background, somehow we figured it out, right? Then we launched, the traffic was fully ramped up, right?
Oh.
And
So, one question.
sure.
So, people who don't know about the company, can you explain, what was your flavor? What was your
Yes.
angle
Hmm.
in
Yeah.
versus Uber? Were
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
renting people car
Mhm.
and
Sure. So we came with very, very bad idea initially. We thought there used to be Uber Black Car, right? The premium category. So
no?
someone misguided us at Uber office that, hey, uh, people have these kind of fleets, but they don't have driver, right? So we said, okay, we will launch a marketplace. We created a spreadsheet, got the interest from
Yeah,
the website, and
Hmm.
then so we will doing the matchmaking, right? That
Matt.
hey, we will give you lead. And let's
Hmm.
say you have the car, we'll give you a lead. If a driver ended, driving your car, you pay us one-time fees, right? And
Ah.
then some of the VCs guided us that, hey, this cannot become a billion-dollar business, right? Because you're doing collecting one-time fees, and
Yeah,
then it's just a gone, right? And then you're gonna do direct connection, and you cannot become a
yeah,
billion-dollar company.
yeah,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
true.
Then
So
we
There's no recurring.
yeah, there is no recurring. Recurring is very important. Then we refactor the business model. The business model is like Airbnb for car, right? Let's say you have car.
Oh,
It's sitting
oh,
idle.
perfect.
You put it on our platform. I am a driver or someone else will rent it out. You will exchange the key. We manage the transaction and the insurance, right? Then they said, yes, this could scale because sitting in your office, you
Yeah.
can launch any country, any city, anywhere, right? Then you just need
Yeah.
software. So that's where we refactored the model.
So you learned as you go, basically. You were like, I want to do something.
Yeah,
Just
we
we'll
don't know
dive in
what.
and then,
Yeah. So customer guides, right? Or the users, not the customer, users
Users
will
come.
tell you what
Uh-huh.
is the challenge, what the challenge you
very
should be
important.
solving, what the problem you should be solving.
Mm.
Someone will misguide
Wow.
you, but you need to, just come back on the course again and again. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Wow.
Very good
So
point.
how
Very
long
good point.
uh did you like what happened? कितने साल आपने काम किया उसको before you sold it?
To make
Yeah.
it
Uh,
from zero to hero,
Yeah.
and then
Hero.
you had the vision to go to NASDAQ. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
so exciting that to have the vision to be able
Oh
to
yeah.
take
The
it and
guts.
ring the bell.
Yeah.
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 So I started directly this from Dublin, Bay Area, and and then we used to try to go to restaurant to recruit people, but nobody joined. the you know, uh, so we worked around in 6 years from there,
Wow.
and it happened to be the company office had to be in LA, where Abhi used to live over there. In
Mhm.
fact, the first car owner who rented his car to through our platform, he became the investor. Then he brought he became the CFO, ultimately CEO, because he worked that hard. And
Oh
even though
wow.
the company started here, but most of the team somehow with the destiny, destiny will take you
Yep.
wherever, right? So
Mhm.
we started 1 year, at least 1 or 2 years from my home. And then the team was in Diamond Bar in LA in Starbucks for 2 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Starbucks is the office.
yeah, Starbucks. Then we went to LA downtown in WeWork office. Then after that, of course, we grew a lot, right? But um, and at different stages, we started getting different investments when we needed big money. And so if you have heard about the SPAC and all of these, right?
Mhm.
Reverse merger.
Yep.
And back then, 10 years ago, we were very well educated about the reverse mergers or the SPAC, right?
Mhm.
We didn't. SPAC was not a common term. The
Ah,
common term or the real thing is reverse merger back then, right? So we were very, very well familiar. So instead of doing Series A, Series B, we did the IPO listing in NASDAQ so that everybody wins, right? Everybody gets to
wow.
uh, get some
And you
liquidity.
made many millionaires, and I know you wrote a book, by the way.
Yeah,
Please
so it's
talk
on
about the
Zoom chat.
book. Do you have the copy in front to show the
No, I ordered. It is in the shipment, but I put the link on the
The
Zoom
link.
please,
chat.
We'll share the link. We'll share the
please
Yes,
link.
share the
yeah.
link?
So do
Yep.
you guys, Anshu ji, I don't know if you want to share or whatever, but can you tell कि आपने zero से जब आपने जब बेचा when you were successful, what was the valuation of the company? People want to
Yes.
put numbers on it.
Yeah. So we started from $0. In the first month when we launched it on the spreadsheet, we
Mhm.
got $12,000 worth of business. So we said there is a
Oh
demand
wow,
to it, right?
Oh,
Later we scale it up to around, $10 million per quarter or some $15 million per quarter. It was
per
good.
quarter.
Yeah.
Wow,
So when we did IPO, it was a micro cap IPO, around 60 to $70 million IPO.
mm,
But from
wow,
that money, we grew the business, and at that time, revenue was small. We grew the business from there to $60 million ARR, right?
wow.
And the
oh
company
wow,
valuation become around $480 million or something. And that's the title
wow.
of the book, How a $40 Uber ride became $480 million.
If I can show that, if you
Yes.
will allow me
Wow.
to,
Yeah, of course, of
right
course.
over there, right over here. This
Yes.
is the book that Anshuji is talking about. How a
Wow.
$40 Uber ride turned into 480 million company.
480 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it
480.
on Audible, Anshu ji? Audible पे है
Uh,
ये?
this is I will check on the Audible, but yeah, it's
Sure,
available.
sure,
Yeah,
I would
sure.
love to, like,
yeah,
people hear a lot, these days.
Yes,
So
yeah,
yes,
love to
yes.
be on Audible.
yes, yeah.
But
Well,
what an
I would.
amazing, I would love to say one thing, कि, people who are successful at that level, they are never humble. Up Anshu ji, it's amazing how
Amazing.
humble are you sounding. Like it's I, देसियों में होता है ना कि थोड़ा सा भी पैसे आ गए, they talk, they're full of
They don't
themselves.
want to talk to
I'm,
you. They are
yeah,
afraid.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's amazing how humble Anshuji you are, which is so attractive to me. Like I'm like, what a guy. And so we are have a few minutes. So आप अपनी जो latest company है उसके बारे में you want to
Yeah,
end there? You
please.
want to talk
Yeah.
about?
So after that, of course, we put the management and we started to. So when we were going IPO, we were getting hacked left and right, right? So of course, you go and company at some point, company was very huge, right? So 100, 200 people working, and everybody became millionaire, right? At that time, people who couldn't even imagine or didn't have any even thought process because
Yeah,
nobody will join a startup. Only people join when the sales was someone was a gym instructor, someone was waiting the
yeah,
table, so they thought it's a better desk job.
yeah,
Yeah. So from there, we were getting hacked left and right, and we started to evaluate the security vendors, right? We couldn't find, and of course, me and my co-founder came from deep tech background,
ah,
right? Amazon, Microsoft. So we couldn't find the good technical, yeah,
And this is the
technical
new book, the second
new book.
book
Yeah.
that Anshiji has
wow,
written, and it's the future of cloud security, attack path and graph based technology.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. Oh
wow,
my gosh, this is so wonderful. Look
Yeah.
at that.
So when we were getting hacked left and right, we evaluated so many vendors. Nothing come close to the thing that we wanted. We needed to buy so many tools just to make things work, right? So at that
hmm,
time, we started to seed the idea that hey, security shouldn't be like this hard and this complex
yeah,
and this
Mhm,
expensive. So at that time, the seed of this thing came up, right? And
mhm.
after putting the management and getting exit from our own company. And then we thought, what do we do, right? So we started
yeah,
to socialize this idea with a lot of security professionals, a lot of technical people. And we thought this could be cybersecurity is the big thing. Even back then, we didn't know exactly what we wanted to build. We wanted to
yeah,
create a project management tool for security, right? But the
hmm,
way we started and we got customers and then customer guided us, now
Mhm.
it's one of the most comprehensive solution in the market, competing with multi-billion dollar companies like Palo Alto, which is $30 billion
Palo
cap,
Alto Networks,
Palo
yeah,
Alto Networks,
yeah,
certainly, yeah.
Wiz, which is $12 billion companies. So in cybersecurity, all of the cybersecurity is kind of owned by Israeli founder, Israeli people from Israel, right? They are good at it,
yeah,
right? So we are trying to break that silos. So again, coming from no background, no money, nothing, we are, making a wave in cybersecurity, in cloud security specifically. Our solution is popular. Chances are, if customer are discussing Palo Alto's network solution or Wiz network, they
Yeah,
know about us. They also evaluate us. So we are that popular now.
wow,
We are
love
pulling
it.
deals out from Palo Alto networks and trying to struggle with Wiz after our some of our customers. But
Mhm.
this is the game we want to change in B2B. It's a lot of hard work. It's a very lonely journey, a lot of struggles,
yeah,
but we are making a big wave into this and break through this. And because right now the landscape is different. Previous one was
yeah,
B2C, this is B2B.
B2B.
Only, yeah,
Mhm.
big companies can use this kind of sophisticated product.
So,
Sure. You were
one
there
question.
in Dubai just now. Would you like to say a little bit about that, Anshuji? And I know you're going to your company and you're in different Las Vegas also. How can people following you, or who will be watching you and I and Faruqji, how
Definitely.
can they implement it in simple terms? If you could explain this concept, if you don't
Yeah,
mind.
yeah. So we go to in cybersecurity, there are few conferences. The good part with cybersecurity is it's very hard to do that, but the competition is not that much. In every conference you go, there are limited number of companies, maybe 50, 100, something, right? But the world is so big. The users of
Mm,
the enterprise users are so huge that
Mm.
everybody gets to eat their own lunch, right? And all of the most of the companies are multi-billion dollar companies. They're very big cybersecurity
Uh,
companies, right? So there are a couple of very popular conferences in the world. RSA, which happens in our neck of the wood in Silicon Valley, in San Francisco. There is a Black Hat that happens in Vegas. There is a JISAC, which I was part of in Dubai. We also host our monthly meetup where we invite two
Yeah.
security professionals from big companies like Netflix, Google, Amazon,
Yeah.
and they share their journey as well, right? So there are many cybersecurity conferences, but these are the popular ones.
is that how you generate most of the interest in your B2B, like to get connected with the
Yeah, this
clients,
is one
prospect?
way to get familiar so that people will be familiar with you. This is one way to, because it's kind of conference, everybody and all of the like-minded people coming in over there. Yeah.
So you have I know we're running out of time, but since I do B2B lead generation
Mhm.
marketing, so
Yeah.
I'm very interested, especially on a company like this. So do you have a sales team now who does outreaches and have a business like a outreach plan, or here in
Yeah.
the US, or?
Yeah, so we have an outreach plan as well, but here we invested heavily on our SEO engine.
Hmm.
So in 3 months, we get around 9 to 10 million impressions, right? So
Wow.
that generates, and in cybersecurity, not many companies, even the multi-billion dollar organization, they focus on SEO marketing and stuff. So
Yeah.
that generates lot of incoming leads for us, right? A lot of
Wonderful.
incoming leads. So we have a lot of food on our table, but the product should work fluently,
Good
right?
work.
So
Of course.
always our
That's
focus
amazing.
is, with the AI and all of this stuff, keep tuning the platform because if you have a good product to sell, there are a lot of customer, a lot of demand to it.
Wonderful.
Amazing.
Anshudi, thank you so much. I know your family, kids. I know you had taken them out. On the personal side, can I share with us? I know you've been so consumed with these inventions and all, but you also are a family man.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah. So I have my small family, young family here, and that's where most of the time goes in. Of course, startup is also like a baby. So most of the
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
Third baby,
the-
right? Two kids,
yeah,
and
yeah.
this is the third one.
Yes, so startup is it consume the whole thing. Startup is very hard. It requires a lot of time
Mhm.
because think of this like you are building an aeroplane while falling from through the cliff, right? Where you're not
Yeah.
sure who you are, who is your enemy, who is you're fighting with, what cause you are fighting with. You are just doing along the way, figuring things out. But I'm fortunate to have so many experts in my life who have guided me
Yeah.
in every step to make this product robust. There is in the whole world right now, as we sit here today, the kind of complex and the kind of beautiful product that we have created, only two or three companies are doing this level of deep instrumentation
Mm.
that we have done. Right?
I love it.
Wow.
And
And
this company is only 5 years old. Is that right?
no, it's around 3 years old,
Three
around,
years.
but
Three
yeah,
years
Mm.
3 years.
with the
Yeah,
main, product.
yeah.
Wow.
This is
How
Wow.
the
many employees do you have right now, Anshiji?
So,
Congratulations. Huh?
uh, as of this month, 55 plus, we
50.
created 55 plus. That's what
They're
the
all in the San Francisco area, local office, yeah,
no, they
all over
are
the
all
country.
all over the world. Ukraine, India, US, yeah. So all over the world. Yeah. And
Excellent.
Wow.
Ukraine has been since day one with us. Ukraine team, yeah, they've been very close to us. Yeah.
Very beautiful.
Amazing.
What a beautiful
Amazing.
story. What a beautiful, really. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Everybody watching us or listening to us, it's a tremendous. I hope you got so much out of it because this show, Desi Money Show, is for really highlighting and celebrating the successes from zero to hero. And as you just heard from Anshuji, how everything was against him from India, then Germany, then UK, then coming here and in young age. And I think I don't
I
mind
know.
sharing, you're not even 40 or close to
Yeah,
40.
I retired
I mean,
very early.
yeah, so you have achieved so
Wow.
much. It's such a beautiful, beautiful thing. And we will encourage.
Viniji, I'm ashamed. I'm almost 40 and his story, I'm kind of ashamed that,
No, no, it's
what
all
am I
hard
doing with my
work.
life?
No,
If you read the history of Walmart, right?
yes,
Walmart was
Yeah.
founded, the founder, Sam Waltman, or, yeah, Wall. Yeah,
Walton, Sam Walton, right?
Sam Walton, right? He,
Walmart,
yeah,
Sanjeev. Yes,
he started Walmart at the age of 55, right?
55. Yes.
55.
And
Yeah,
Colonel Sander
Yeah,
started at 66, actually.
six.
Colonel Sander,
yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
KFC
yeah.
guy.
Never too
Whenever,
late.
Yeah,
yeah,
Brother Farouk, gonna put some
never too
pressure
late.
on you.
Correct,
yeah. No, San Francisco, I
correct,
think this
correct,
Bay Area
correct.
is where the history gets written. Look at the OpenAI, $1 trillion company, and look at Nvidia, two, three
Yeah,
trillion dollar company.
Oh my
Where
God.
it's in our neighborhood. You throw a stone, probably it will hit some good size startup, right? That is
yeah,
multi-billion dollars, right?
This
Yeah,
is fantastic. Fantastic. Again, this is Vinny and Farouk Shakil, your hosts. We come to you, we try to get the interviews done, and then we'll be bringing out to you the very best. If you know of somebody who is really gone from zero to hero,
yes.
please reach out to us. And Desi, Pakistani, India, Ceylon, Sri
yeah.
Lanka.
What a great 1 hour spent. Amazing. And I'm so impressed. Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Sure. And you
Learned
could
so
reach
much.
out to me on LinkedIn. You could it's
Everywhere.
CloudDefense.AI.
It's everywhere.
Anji?
Yeah, it's CloudDefense.AI. That's my company's website,
Yeah.
and there are a lot of articles everywhere in all big medias for CNN, CNBC, everywhere. Just Google
Yes.
my name and you'll find me.
Yes. Anshu
Yeah,
Bansal.
Viniji, one more thing. Maybe in the future, maybe a few months down the road, I personally would love to have him back and kind of
Yeah.
like talk a little bit more detail about his business, like how to grow like
yeah,
a
Yes.
startup. Because
definitely.
obviously we don't have time. Okay,
Yeah.
how do you actually grow an idea, different stages, different steps, marketing, sales? Take it all the way to the end.
I
NASDAQ.
think
So
that'll be
if you have time,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
that'll be very nice,
Yeah, no,
Anshu.
we're gonna work. The only thing here is work hard, persistent, just try to achieve whatever.
Yeah, and the big thing
Yes.
is no, I mean, the failure is not an answer. I say
Yeah,
that,
Yeah.
right?
yeah,
It's not a solution, it's not an answer.
yeah,
Then you just have that spirit, then you
yeah,
will go
yeah,
always higher and higher.
yeah,
Find solutions and
yeah.
look at what consumer wants. What I
Yeah.
picked up from
What the
you,
Yes.
user
it's
wants. Yeah,
finding the solution to the problems,
yeah,
what really got you going. And now cybersecurity and now AI, I'm
yeah,
so impressed, where your
Wow.
mind goes and
yeah,
you're a pilot
Yeah.
and I
yeah,
mean you're so brainy. I just get fascinated when you and I meet together,
yeah.
and
No, it's
have
gonna change the world. And if you look at even the spelling of fail, FAIL, it abbreviated as first attempt in learning, right? So
Wow.
fail
that's
is
how you should
Yes.
take a look at it, and
so
then just
true,
keep,
so
yeah,
true. And success is the only thing which they say, what is that? Something about number 10. And also hard work is number 10. So
yeah,
hard work and success come
yeah.
when we really give
Yeah, hard
ourselves.
work can trump the intelligence. That's what my belief
So
is.
true. So
The
true.
Correct.
rabbit
And
and
thinking big, I learned,
yeah,
okay,
Think
there's no restriction. You can think big
no,
even
yeah,
if you have nothing.
even if you're
so
not.
So
true.
it's,
So true.
Yeah,
So
even if you cannot think, because thinking doesn't cost you anything, right?
exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
If we don't think big, we'll never reach that height.
never
If
reach.
we
Yeah,
think over
Yeah.
here, then
yeah,
that's the highest we'll go. So
yeah, yeah.
if we
No,
think
Yeah.
rabbit and tortoise story is true, right? Rabbit and yeah, Khargosh and Kachori.
Yeah. Ji, ji, ji,
tortoise,
yeah.
Yeah,
tortoise, and the hare
that's
and
why
rabbit.
hard work
Slow and
आप
always
steady wins.
खरगोश
wins.
हैं
Yeah.
आप खरगोश हैं हम like हम तो अभी बिल्कुल ही
कछुए वाली कहानी क्योंकि हार्ड वर्क will always
Hard
take
work
you
will win.
somewhere. Intelligence, you will meet intelligent people to get the knowledge to help you out. But
Be open-minded and ask questions,
yeah,
and don't get into a site and say,
yeah,
I know everything. I know everything.
yeah,
yes.
That's where the downfall comes.
that's where,
I
yeah.
find.
Where the I word comes
Correct.
in, then that's the kind of your downfall. Because, at least in Silicon Valley, people are humble. I know hundreds of CEOs who are multi-billionaires, they
Yes.
never use word I. Because,
Uh, Never use the word I. That's so true.
yeah,
In we, there is no I, right? WE has
yeah.
no I in it.
People like just who use I, nobody even talk to them. At least in Silicon
So
Yeah.
Valley,
true.
people
So
don't
true.
care.
So true.
No, true.
Yeah,
True.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
again, Anshuji.
No
I
problem.
hope we'll meet you again, and I know
Mhm.
we'll be,
No.
asking you to come back. And
Yes.
again, everybody who liked the episode, please give us 5-star reviews and also share this event and
Yes.
tell us if you know of somebody who has gone from zero to hero. Love to know about them and invite them into our studio. Thanks so much.
Thanks
Again,
for
this is
having me.
Desi Money Show. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you, Anshuji.
Stay tuned for our next episode. Like, share, and subscribe now, and join us as we unravel more tales of Desi Hustle.